podcast in the world that combines all the grit of Formula One and all the iron of American football. We've been on a 2 week break, but we're back. It's the Gridiron Podcast, episode 92. And why is 92 such a fitting episode number for this week, Nick?
Because it's James Harrison's number?
It's James Harrison's number, and the NFL playoffs start with what is no longer called Super Wild Card Weekend. So we're going to get into Wild Card Weekend coming up here, which starts tomorrow because we're recording on a Friday here, January 9th. Happy New Year to all of our viewers, our listeners. Thank you so much for bearing with us as we had some time off for the holidays, but we are back with episode 92 of the Gridiron Podcast, talking about the start of the NFL playoffs and some tea in the F1 world, Nick. We've got some golden tea. And also, today, Cars on Track. For the first time since the season was over, Cars on Track.
And today, blueberry protein shake.
Oh, that's nice. I'm having a blue Slush-a-Lani because I'm going for a run after this. By the way, not a sponsor. They want to sponsor us. That'd be great.
Phone lines are open.
Yeah. He is Nick Shook, our resident NFL.com talent writer. I am Sean Berry. Katie Caldwell not joining us today. She has the day off as well. Got a little too crazy last night, girls' night in Vancouver. You know how the Canadians do.
Canadian things,
up to Canadian things again. All right, Nick, let's get into it, talking about Wild Card Weekend. We've got some good ones. I mean, just banger after banger after banger. Starting tomorrow with the Rams and Panthers, 4:30 on Fox. Then you've got the Packers and Bears. Love the fact that we're getting divisional rival games to start the Wild Card Weekend off. You've got Bills, Jags, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots. And then you've got the Texans traveling to a cold, cold night in Pittsburgh on Monday to take on my Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a good time to be a Steelers fan for the time being, Nick. We don't have to get into that one first.
Actually, I want to start there because I want to run through.
Hold on. Now you're having microphone trouble. I'm hearing something. There's like a faint sound coming through. I don't know what that sound is.
Here we go.
I want to puke.
Here we go. Steelers.
I want to vomit.
Here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
Cheer the Steelers.
Turn it off. My ears are bleeding.
Thank you, Roger Wood, for the newest rendition of Here We Go. If you didn't know, every time the Steelers make a playoff run, Roger Wood wakes up from his basement nap, goes into his studio, and re-records Here We Go.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He has to put the different players' names in there. So like it used to be like Tomlin, Roethlisberger, Hines Ward, and now it's Aaron Rodgers, Metcalf, and Calvin Austin.
How old is this guy?
I don't know. He's in his like 60s or 70s now. He literally doesn't he's not a singer. Like WTAE in Pittsburgh did a story on him, and they did the story while he was recording the new rendition. Like he says he starts to like think about the lyrics like when it's becoming a little obvious that the Steelers are going to make the playoffs, and then he doesn't record until it actually happens. And he even said this time around he had Darnell Washington's name in there. But he couldn't put Washington in the song because he's going to miss the playoffs with a broken arm. So he turned Washington into Calvin Austin.
That is creativity at its finest right there. And
go.
It came down, Sean, to one final kick. I want to run through your emotions as you watch the Steelers narrowly defeat the Ravens on Sunday Night Football to win the AFC North.
I wish I was filming myself, but I told you guys.
I don't know. I think we've had enough of that with Lando's championship victory. I think we've had enough Sean filming himself when good things happen to him in his sporting life this year. Oh, wait, it's a new year. We're reset. Okay, you should have.
Why don't you like when good things happen to me, Nick? Why are you such a hater? I'll be honest.
Because I always end up on the wrong side of them.
Not really. Max Verstappen won 4 world championships in a row. I don't know if that's the wrong side of that. Anyway, I digress. I told you guys in the group chat. So I was working Sunday night, right? I go out to the studio to do my 11 o'clock sports hits. As I'm walking through the newsroom, we've got all the affiliates in the TVs, like above the newsroom, and I can see that the Ravens are facing a 3rd and 1. And I'm like, all right, well, it's 4 down territory anyway. They're going to get one. They're going to gain 1 yard. I get into the studio 15 seconds later, and we've got this little monitor behind the traffic desk, I think it is. I don't know if anyone really uses that desk. And it has on one screen all 4 affiliates. So I can see the newscasts, but I can also see Sunday Night Football. And I saw that it was 24-20. 15 seconds later. Well, that was the Zay Flowers touchdown in the fourth quarter there. And I'm like, well, I'm so glad we just let them score so quickly. At least, it preserves the clock because we have no timeouts left. Thanks a lot. So my meteorologist comes up and goes, I got a good feeling about you guys. I think you're going to win it. Mr. Positivity over here. And I'm like, yeah, I really don't think, I don't think so, dude. 4 or 5 minutes later, after we go through the teas, the commercial break, I come back out and do a 2.5-minute 11 o'clock sports hit. Walking back out into the newsroom, and one of our technical directors, Sarah, just shouts from across the newsroom, "Hey, Sean, your Steelers scored again. You're winning." I was like, oh. How much time is left? 55 seconds. Cool. Walk back into my office. My producer is sitting back there. And he's like, dude, from the second you walked out of this office, like all hell broke loose. You missed so much. Here's what he did not tell me. He did not tell me. He explained the Zay Flowers touchdown, and he explained the Calvin Austin touchdown for the Steelers to take the lead. He did not explain to me that Chris Boswell had missed the extra point or it had been blocked. So I did not, and because I did not watch it, I didn't know that either. So that entire final Ravens drive, again, score is right there on the screen. But I did not recognize what the score was.
Math is hard.
Right? I thought it was 27-24. So while Tyler Loop was lining up to kick the field goal, I thought he was lining up to tie the game and send it into overtime.
And
it
so you never got the full...
It wasn't. No, I didn't. I wasn't until the ball was snapped that my brain processed that the Steelers missed the extra point, because I remember he's lining up and I'm like, wait, it's 26-24. I looked at my producer. Why is it 26-24? Oh, Boswell missed the extra point. Now you tell me. The score was up there the entire time. I just had no idea. So the amount of just a quick hit of just dread as the ball was snapped and Tyler Loop went to go kick it was just immeasurable. And then followed by the elation that just makes you fall in love with sports all over again.
Because he lines up, we were texting in the group chat, and I literally texted you guys. I was like, he's gonna miss. This is a college kicker's moment. He's going to miss this field goal. And as he kicks it, and it just takes off to the right. I just started laughing my ass off. I was just like, of course. Of course. This is perfectly fitting for the Ravens season. They scratch and they claw and they climb and they happen to get a break from the Browns so that they have a chance to win the division, and they fight their ass off in the fourth quarter and they're right there to win the game. And John Harbaugh, instead of trying to get more yards and get closer in field goal range for his rookie kicker, takes a knee to center the ball because that's textbook John Harbaugh. They missed the field goal. He's fired 2 days later or 3 days later, whatever it was. Textbook, classic, vintage Ravens this decade. And the Steelers are the beneficiaries of it. So, hell of a game. Now, Aaron Rodgers,
fourth quarter,
the go-ahead touchdown pass was the easiest, most wide-open touchdown pass you'll see in the NFL this year, especially in a big moment. But I don't take any credit away from them for that. However, coming off of that victory, knowing who the Steelers are, by the way, I should just take a beat here to remind our listeners that the Steelers lost to the Browns the week prior. Yes. Let's not forget that.
No.
How do you feel about the Steelers going into the playoffs against the Texans defense that is the best in the league?
How do I feel?
Yeah, this is where we're going to start. This whole playoff preview, we're going to start in reverse. Monday night.
It's really difficult to explain. How I feel is just, I don't know.
On the Pittsburgh's heart and soul. The Steeler Nation has the best fans.
Okay.
We are from Pittsburgh, the 6-time Super Bowl champions.
Okay. So I'm going to say this as this continues to play. God, please never grace my ears with that again. I can gather that there is no sense of stairway to 7. Now you hope, but the confidence that you once exuded when you and I both lived in Kent and went to Kent State University. Oh, I don't know, 15 years ago. God, time flies.
God, man, please.
It's not there.
By the way, someone texted me today and said, "Hey, in August of this year, we'll have started high school 20 years ago."
Oh yeah.
God,
we're old.
We are old.
We're
No.
old, but like at the same time, there's so much to this, right? Because somebody put up a graphic. It was a still of the field goal as the ball was going up, and outside of the goalpost said Harbaugh fired, and in between said Tomlin fired.
Tomlin fired, yeah.
And yet I am sensing this joy, this so happy
There
to be
is.
here.
There is. It's weird. It's weird to think that because you're right. The Sean you knew 15 years ago, back in Kent, Ohio, we weren't just happy to be in the playoffs, but this one, and we're not happy to just be in the playoffs. But if you look at but if you look at the playoff, appearances the Steelers have made more recently, do you think I felt great with Mason Rudolph as our starting quarterback going into Buffalo? No. Do you think I
No.
felt great going into Kansas City with Ben Roethlisberger in his swan song? No.
You might have felt okay when you hosted the Browns.
I
when
didn't
no
even feel
fans
that
were
great.
there.
I didn't even feel that great because remember the Steelers started 11-0 and finished the season 12-5. So no, but out of all of these recent playoff appearances, yeah, I'm more optimistic about this one, and I can't give you a reason other than the Steelers bullshit is real. The voodoo is working. The Mike Tomlinisms, like something is just clicking here.
Oh.
And do I think that the Steelers are going to beat the Texans? No, I don't. I have long said on this podcast, I think the Texans could be, I don't even want to say a dark horse to win the Super Bowl, but definitely one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
I'd call him a dark horse.
But just because that defense is so good and defense travels. But the Steelers are at home on Monday night, where they have
haven't
not lost
on Monday night since.
in 29 straight appearances at home on Monday Night Football. So
When was the last time they
you're
lost on Monday night,
telling
Sean?
me there's a chance.
When was the last time who'd they lose to on their last Monday night loss?
I have no idea.
I
Was
don't
it the
think I do
Browns?
either. No,
It's
I
been
don't think
it's been so long. Like
That was a Sunday nighter. The Browns won that game on a Sunday nighter. It was on
has been
ESPN
so
back
long.
then. Yeah, Orange Pants, Quincy Morgan, Tim Couch, way back in the day. Yeah, so there are so many more elements to this.
There really is. It's like I don't think the Steelers are a better team. They are in the playoffs because Tyler Loop missed a field goal. But there's a lot of other things that led up to this.
But if you
They
talk
didn't
about this matchup,
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like for
because
some reason,
let's look at it this way: like the Steelers' defense is come and go, hit or miss. You never really know what you're going to get out of them. One week they could be good, one week they can be competent, one week they can be bad. You just don't know. Offensively, they're pretty steady. They should be better with DK Metcalf coming back than they were. I know you love to hate whoever is the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, but I thought he did a really good job of calling that game against the Ravens, especially in the second half. Jalen Warren's running like a man possessed. Kenny Gainwell wins team MVP, and for good reason. Aaron Rodgers looks good, better than what you had last year.
keep talking dirty to me, Nick. Keep
Best
talking
you've had in a
dirty to me.
while. You have an offense that could get some points. The question is, how does your defense play against Houston's offense? Because Houston's offense is not good.
No.
But Houston's offense is liable to hit you quickly. Let's think about that Ravens game. Let's think about how Lamar Jackson threw 2 touchdown passes. What happened both times? Man coverage, Jalen Ramsey loses his man over the top. Jalen Ramsey and loses his man again on a second touchdown pass. Isaiah Likely makes a crazy touchdown, or not touchdown, catch on fourth quarter to set up the field goal, right? Like,
Can't
that
believe
can
that.
happen. I just saw the Texans do that against the Chargers, where they hit, I think, Jalen Noel for a touchdown. And like 2 quick strike touchdowns is 14-0. They end up winning that game by a narrow margin, but that's all they needed. I could see this being that kind of game. So anything could really happen. It's intriguing.
know.
It's not going to be pretty. I think it's going to be a rock fight of sorts, but anything could happen.
But the Steelers like to be in those kind of games. They thrive in those atmospheres. We've seen it time and time again because they're used to rock fights with either Cincinnati, sometimes Cleveland, Baltimore as well. That's how you play AFC North football. You're right. This is an intriguing matchup, and unlike years past when you knew the Bills were going to beat Mason Rudolph, you knew the Chiefs were going to steamroll over the Steelers. Like you knew last year the Ravens were going to boat race the Steelers, and they did. It was 28-14, and it really wasn't even that close. This time feels different, and I don't know if that's just the Steelers fan, the optimist in me, or if it's because there is something a little bit different about this team. And I think it does start with the fact that you do have, albeit a 42-year-old, but a 42-year-old 4-time MVP who's been there, done that, and he knows what it takes to win this time of year. So
You-
that's the logical answer. That's the logical answer about how I feel going into this game. The illogical answer is you're at home on Monday night when you do not lose. The bullshit is real. Like, the Steelers should not be in the playoffs. The bullshit is real.
I think about that loss to the Packers earlier this year, and I don't think that mojo is there. Also, can I just point out how just delicious it was for me to watch them come back from commercial break? And NBC always does this. Oh, they're playing Renegade. Oh, let's
And
take
then-
the stadium sound. And then Lamar Jackson immediately throws a touchdown pass. And I was just like, yes, the Renegade myth is disproven. Thank God.
Oh God, it has been. It's a running joke now where so many. That's why they were booing Renegade earlier in the year. It's like, stop playing it. It's not working. It gets the fans pumped up, but it does not get the defense pumped up anymore. I will say, Father Maximilian Maximus, you're gonna be there Monday night, right?
Who the
You're
hell is
gonna be
that?
there. The father, the padre who was sprinkling holy water on the field.
Oh my God.
You didn't see that?
No.
You did not see that, Nick?
No.
Yes, there was an actual priest blessing the field, and there's a video of him blessing the exact corner of the end zone where Tyler Loop's ball went to.
Oh my
He was
God.
praying, he was on one knee praying with his hand on the end zone, praying over it, and then he got over it and started sprinkling holy water. Now he did it like around the entire field.
This is a
but he-
misuse of holy water and religion. My
I
God.
think I think it's a perfect use. And I texted my family. I was like, I think I should probably go to church this week. I think I think that's what I'm learning from this. It's like
I am lighting a prayer candle in honor of Aaron Rodgers.
I have not gone to church in probably about a decade. I think it's probably about time I go back.
Please,
Yeah.
please, anything to end the playoff winless streak. Okay, this game's going to come down to something that it's going to sound very typical of me. Anybody who knows me knows I'll point in this direction. But it's going to come down to the trenches. And the reason is pretty simple. Houston's pass rush gets home so quickly. The way they get after the quarterback can hit you from any angle. The
And
task,
they only have to rush 4. They don't
Yes.
even have to blitz. They can
No.
drop 7. And that
and they'll get home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And especially because you got Dylan Cook starting on the left side. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, like the
Will
Texans are the
Anderson,
better
come on
team.
down.
Exactly. Obviously, the Texans are the better team. I mean, the Steelers' offense is going to need
Better
to
defense.
connect on some quick hit passes, death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you have
That's
a
the beauty of
quarterback
it.
that can do that.
We just saw, I mean, well, okay, so we just got a good example of that against the Browns 2 weeks ago because the Steelers' entire offensive operation was to avoid Myles Garrett getting after the quarterback, and the ball got out outrageously quick, like an average of, I think, 2.3 seconds. Anything under 2.5 is fast. 2.3, 2.2 is crazy fast. So they can approach that the same way, and then it's about picking up yards after catch. And we're not going to spend forever on this game, but I think that's really what it comes down to. So it's a trench battle on that side. And then on the other side, can Houston protect CJ Stroud? Because they haven't really been able to. Their running game is very average. Woody Marks is a rookie. He's their best runner, and he's not a rookie that anybody was paying attention to when he came to the season. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know. It's going to be a trench battle. Whoever wins in the trenches is going to win the game. I don't want to declare superiority on the side of the Steelers, but do not be surprised if they end up winning this game by a low scoring game by a narrow margin. I'll just say
know.
that. Also, we have somebody in the chat here. It is our friend Godsend. He said, "I'm so surprised at how relatively good Rodgers has looked."
I know.
Right?
You've got
Isn't it-
you've got
it's
Yinzers
fun.
going. You've got Yinzers going. Come on back, man. Come on
This is
back
gonna-
for another year.
Yeah, that's and I'm kind of
43 years
convinced.
old. Who cares? Come on back.
Kind of convinced he's not done playing. I know Katie's not here, and this is usually an anti-Aaron Rodgers podcast, but I don't even hate to admit it. I'm just going to admit it. And watching him play football quarterback this year has been fun. It's been fun to me. Yeah.
It has been. I did not think week 1. Remember when we were lauding him after that Jets win, and I'm like, it was fun to watch Aaron Rodgers.
him.
It's fun to watch Aaron Rodgers. It has been fun to watch Aaron Rodgers. So hopefully it's fun Monday night. Moving on. Let's just keep going in reverse order. Chargers, Patriots, 7 seed versus the 2 seed. Nick, what do you think about the Patriots? Because a lot has been made about they have
Their
an easy
schedule.
schedule. They don't, have exactly, the talent that other teams have. Bro, I don't care. It's still hard to win in this league, and the Patriots won 14 games. Like,
Yep.
I don't know what we're talking about here. Give me the. I'm short and simple. Give me Drake May and the Patriots. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think they could beat the Chargers. However, normally when West Coast teams go to the East Coast, it is the West Coast teams that win.
Interesting. I didn't think about that, but you're right. Um, this is, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but this could also turn into a rock fight. And that's because the Chargers lean on their defense. They have no offensive line to speak of. Justin Herbert is working miracles back there. The Patriots defense is good enough, but it's not great. Caleb Von Chaison's having a career year as an edge rusher there. They spent money on Milton Williams and he finally got back on the field. It's they have guys like former Steelers hero Robert Spillane at linebacker, like Jack Sanborn. Like they have a very specific type. Their defensive backfield has not played quite as well as they anticipated with Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis, but they've just you're right, they win games, and usually it's because of their MVP candidate quarterback Drake May, who I think he might actually win MVP, which is crazy in his second year. So if the Chargers can limit the Patriots, it'll be a close game. If they can't, if the Patriots offensive line, which was rebuilt a decent amount with a bunch of young guys and some veterans in the offseason, has not been great, but has been much better than it was last year. If they can hold up, I think the Patriots win this game. I feel in my heart of hearts that the Patriots will win this game, but I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's also going to be a close one. It is an intriguing matchup for sure.
Yeah, they've shown that they can win some ugly games this year. I'll still take the Patriots. Yeah, injuries hurting the Chargers' chances. Just not their year. Could be soon, though. Moving on, the 4:30 Fox game on Sunday. You've got the 49ers. Again, another West Coast, East Coast game. Niners, Eagles. I feel like a lot of people, Nick, and correct me if I'm wrong, are just saying, all right, the Eagles are in the playoffs. The offense is going to come back to life. They're going to be fine. Is it, though? Are they going to be able to just turn it on like that?
I mean, they played the Raiders at a good time. Like, late in the season, like, oh, yeah, we figured it out. No, I can't bank on that. I can't, because I think their offensive coordinator is not right for them, and they should make a change in the offseason. And I think that he's going to hold them back, generally speaking. But I know that there's only one path to victory for the 49ers this postseason, and that is by scoring points. Because their defense, for as good of a job as Robert Saleh has done, they just have lost so many guys that they can. I mean, they got into a shootout with Phillip Rivers. Like, they can't get stops. They lose. And then you think about the game they lost to the Seahawks, where they face, one of the best defenses in the league. Might even be, in terms of scoring, it's better than Houston's. And they can't do anything offensively. And I think this game will mirror that more than the shootouts that they like the win over the Bears, because the Eagles defense is pretty damn good. They just got Jalen Carter back a couple of weeks ago, and he looked healthy. And I think that they're going to run into some issues against that defense. And ultimately, what you're going to get, in my opinion, my projection, is a Brock Purdy turnover to Eagles get points out of it. Maybe 3 points, per turnover, so it's still close. But I think I could see them winning. I don't know what the score was that I sent in, but I had them winning. I want to say by one possession. I can see them winning by as many as like 9. So I got the Eagles in this one.
It's going to be a rock fight.
Not the same sense as the other ones, because defenses usually cause rock fights. I think that you could see a little bit more points there.
Okay, moving on. The 1:00 game on Sunday. I might be a sicko for this, but outside of the Steelers-Texans game,
this is the best game of the weekend.
Game that I am most
This is the game of the weekend. Yeah.
Is Bills at Jags. Why am I looking forward to the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars, which imagine it's 2005 and you said this. Why am I looking forward to the Bills and the Jags playing one another so much, Nick?
Dude, because the Jags are on fire and the Bills have all the pressure in the world to deliver. It's a great game. It's fascinating. Trevor Lawrence playing the best football of his career, a defense that's better than people realize, an offense that can hit you from any direction, playing a Bills team that who knows what the hell their defense is going to be week by week. Who knows if Joe Brady's going to actually hand the ball to James Cook, or if he's just going to ask Josh Allen to play superhero. Josh Allen, who's still dealing with a foot injury. Who knows who's going to catch passes for Josh Allen, because we don't even know who's going to be in the starting lineup from week to week with the receiver for these Bills. 2 good tight ends, solid offensive line. This is the one that I want to watch the most, because I think there's the most at stake here. We go to the playoffs and everyone's like, Buffalo has no excuse. There's no Kansas City. There's no Baltimore. Dog, there's Jacksonville. I am not a guy who's... I'm not riding a hype train. I'm not that kind of guy, but Jacksonville's playing some damn good football right now, and it's time that somebody gives them some respect. And I'm sorry, Sean, I know you and Jags fans don't get along, but I'll be the guy who says it. Speaking honestly, the Jags are fun to watch. They're a good football team. I think they're going to beat the Bills.
I don't like their fans. I have nothing against the team per se. It's just the fans.
It's like me with Steeler fans.
Dude, they're actually they're fun to watch. And who would have thought, they'd be the team coming out of Florida this year.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Cohen was going to do nearly as well as he's done. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, I know, dude. How many? Do you know how many times I have heard this week, even the last couple of weeks leading up to the end of the season, Buck should have fired Bowles last year and just promoted Cohen. You're not gonna fire a coach after he wins his 3rd straight division title. Get out of here.
Yes, hindsight is 2020. Yes.
In this part, or in this scenario, it's 30-20 or something like that. Moving on to Saturday, the 8 p.m. game. Hope you have Prime because that's the only way you're watching this one. Packers Bears.
Or on NFL Plus. Get all your primetime games on NFL Plus.
He is a company man, folks.
Yeah, well, it's just one of the ways I will use it. I don't have Prime in the office upstairs. I got Prime downstairs, so I watch Prime Vision downstairs. And if I got something else up, I put it on the NFL Plus on the TV in here. Just saying, product is decent. It's decent, better than it was. Let's think about this game here. It's a rivalry. They've played twice already. 2 very thrilling finishes. Jordan Love didn't play in most of the second meeting. Caleb Williams needed a miracle to help the Bears to a victory. If they hadn't won that game, everybody's picking the Packers, and then we're all going, oh, it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. Jordan Love hasn't played in a few weeks. He hasn't played actually since this game, so there's a little bit of the rust element worried about there. The Packers have actually gotten pretty banged up over the last month, getting some of those guys back. Josh Jacobs had a week off, which was nice for him because he's been dealing with this weird knee issue that requires drainage and everything, and he can't walk during the week, and then Sunday he goes out and runs for 100 yards. I don't know what's up with that. I would have felt better about the Packers if they still had Micah Parsons. I don't believe in the Bears unless they get takeaways. Jordan Love will probably produce a takeaway or 2.
About to say.
And I have a lot of respect and appreciation for Jordan Love, but I just know in my heart of hearts that he's probably going to turn the ball over at least once. So it's in Chicago. The Bears seem to be the team to finally exercise their demon in at least one way. I'm going to go Bears. I don't even know who I picked when I sent my picks, and I'm going to go Bears.
I'm going to go Bears too, just because that defense for Green Bay is pretty shaky. A lot of injuries on that side of the ball.
It was good.
Like you said, Jordan Love's good for a takeaway or 2, and no team produces more takeaways on defense than the Chicago Bears.
Shit, I just realized I realized I picked the Niners. I know, I realized I picked the Niners, not the Eagles.
Oh boy, man.
Oh well.
I
did pick the Bears.
SOB. You flip-flopping SOB.
Yeah, you get time to think about it. I set those picks in on Monday. So what do you want from me? You know?
All right, so we've had a couple of rematches already, Nick. Now we get another one. Rams at Panthers. Someone had to win the NFC South. And because the New Orleans Saints couldn't give the Bucs a favor last week, the Panthers are the division champs out of the South with an 8-9 record.
Isn't it funny how we had 2 mid-offs in the AFC North and NFC South, but they had such different feelings by the end of it? Mm-hmm. Like the Steelers, we just talked about how they could have a legit chance to beat the Texans. I don't give the Panthers a chance at all because I don't know who the hell they are. They're Jekyll and Hyde in a football form, and they
are Jekyll and Hyde. Hyde showed up. Hyde showed up earlier in the season when they beat the Rams.
It was rainy. Rams are a dome team. Turn the ball over a few times.
They're playing in Charlotte again on Saturday. So
was that that was the game where Bryce Young had a couple of key 4th down completions, bombs? Yeah.
Yes.
I think 2 of them went for touchdowns. I don't think they're going to get the same luck this time around.
No, I don't think they are. You cannot beat the Rams twice if you're the Panthers. But then again, the Rams have lost 2 straight games. They have not.
They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Cardinals in Week 18. But yeah, prior they lost 2 straight games. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Trust me.
Hold on.
They lost in weeks 16 and 17. And they won in Week 18.
Buddy, the Panthers?
Oh, I thought you said the Rams.
No, I meant the Panthers. If I said the Rams, the Panthers.
No.
Yeah. So the Panthers have only lost 2 games twice this year. First 2 weeks, last 2 weeks. They haven't lost 3 straight this season. So I don't know. They're that team that kind of wins, loses. I don't know, man. I know they're not as good as the Rams, but I have no idea what this game is going to be like. I would be shocked if the Panthers pulled this off, but then I would have gone, good for them. Good for you, Charlotte.
I respect that. I do. And I'm one for a fun story and an upset. It's not going to happen. I could have seen it happening until the late third quarter of Rams Cardinals when Sean McVay's team woke up. He basically kicked him in the ass and was like, "Hey, remember who you are. Go beat this team. And they just turned it on, flipped the switch, and scored like 21 or 17 straight points and just ran the Cardinals out of the gym. The Panthers are better than the Cardinals, but I think that the Rams have regained their mojo. I expect Devontae Adams to get back into the mix and be the red zone threat that he's been when healthy all year. And this is the game I feel most confident in. I have the Rams winning, and I'll give you a score since I sent them in 30-17. And also, this is a point that we should reference in the offseason when rules changes are proposed. Can we freaking give home games by seed and not by division winner? There is no reason on God's green earth why this game is in Charlotte. None.
Missed me on that one, man. I like that there is a prize for winning your division, and it should be a home playoff
What if your
game.
division stinks? Oh, we went 8-9 and won our division because our division sucked. Oh, sweet home game.
I mean, more often than not, like, division winners are winning 11, 12 games and deserve to host it. Yes,
More
then
often
you
than
have-
not, let's look
Then
at the
yes.
Buccaneers. Let's look at the Buccaneers the last few years.
So, funny enough,
Funny
funny enough, since 2011, there have been 4 teams to win a division with a losing record. 3 times it has come out of the NFC South.
So let's just reseed because I'm tired of rewarding this division. That's all I'm saying. Do
Missed
it like
me on
the
that one,
NBA.
man. Missed me on that one. I'm happy with division winners hosting. Cry harder. All right, coaching changes, man.
Because he
A
knows his
quarter-
team would be on the road this weekend.
Exactly. Exactly. A quarter of the teams in the NFL need a head coach, Nick. Were you surprised at John Harbaugh's firing?
No, I actually tweeted about it as soon as that game ended. I said, it's going to be really too fitting if the last 2 plays of John Harbaugh's tenure with the Ravens are kneeling to center the football and then a missed field goal. Because it just speaks to how, unfortunately, he approached these close situations and ended up being too passive, and his team blew too many leads in the fourth quarter. And it just felt like kind of Andy Reid's end of his tenure in Philadelphia before he went to Kansas City. It just felt like they needed a change. And the fashion in which they lost that game, I think, just punctuated the idea that they needed a change. Was I surprised? Yeah, still a little bit, because it's still shocking to consider somebody like that who you just immediately associate with the Ravens. You know, like players are a one helmet guy. He's like a one headset guy with the Ravens. But I totally understand why it happened. So I was in the moment, I was like, wow, they actually did it, but it didn't come out of left field for me. No.
On the other side of that coin, the Buccaneers, they keep Todd Bowles, but fire everybody else on his staff pretty much. I think Larry Foote and maybe 1 or 2 others were the only ones that were spared the pink sheet. What do Buccaneers fans have to look forward to here? What is that saying, that you keep your coach but get rid of everybody on his staff? Why didn't they just fire Todd Bowles anyway?
The Glazers have a weird sense of loyalty with guys, and they also are slow movers when it comes to making decisions. And I think they fired Gruden like 3 weeks after everybody else got fired back in the day. So I wasn't surprised that he's still there. God, I mean, Nick Sirianni survived their late season collapse with the Eagles a couple of years ago. And it kind of makes sense that he would stick around again. It's also like,
and they did something similar where he basically cleaned house in his staff,
Yeah,
and they went on
yeah.
to win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So there's a formula there. There's a precedent there. I also just think that and I hate to say this, I know this is the team you cover, and I know they've had success, especially when they got Tom Brady, but they feel like a team that like is totally okay with just like, give them some leeway. We'll try it again next year. Now, if they suck again, if they collapse again like they did last year, then he'll be gone. Like it's definitely a prove it season now for him. The seat is hot. But it's also in a year in which the coaching market, there's not a lot of strong candidates, and you have to factor that in when you're making a firing, unless you know you need a change. Like you need to clean house and reset. You have to look at who's out there, and I could see why they looked out there and they're like, I think we'd rather have Todd Bowles, even though he's a defensive guy who doesn't have a good defense anymore. And he is the perfect antidote to Kirk Cousins aging. He just, every time they play against each other, Cousins goes off. We're still going to keep him. Maybe the Falcons will get rid of Kirk Cousins and we'll be a little bit better.
I don't think you did anything to dissuade Bucs fans' fears right there, Nick.
No.
You probably only amplified them.
I understand. I totally understand. What do we call that? I mean, there's complacency with being, I wouldn't call it mediocrity, because making the playoffs is hard, and did it 3 straight years. But being okay with
5 straight years.
I know, I'm talking about 3 straight division titles.
Oh.
What is the good? Arthur Blank said this yesterday. Good is the enemy of great, or something like that. I don't.
And then he followed that up with Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah, it was something along those lines where he was like, "Yeah, we fired Raheem Morris because there's a saying that good is the enemy of great or something like that."
The Falcons weren't good though.
Yeah, which is why they fired. Well, they finished strong. They won 4 straight to finish the
They
year.
did finish strong. Yeah, they did finish strong.
I would say they were okay.
Anything else with the NFL before we switch gears?
I mean, Kevin Stefanski got fired. I already went off about that on NFL Daily, and that's old news now. But that's interesting.
If he goes to Baltimore and you have to deal with the Browns playing Kevin Stefanski and
Yeah.
the Ravens twice a year.
Yeah.
I know you are not as diehard of a Browns fan as you once were, but that's worst case scenario, right?
Oh,
That's worst case scenario.
it would just be.
That is
Go ahead.
yeah. That's a talented coach. And again, as a Steelers fan, even myself, I was wondering, like, if Kevin Stefanski's 2-time coach of the year, if he's so good, why are the Browns so bad? Always.
Because the
Like,
GM.
Mike Tomlin
'Cause the
finds
owner.
ways to win with less than great rosters. Why can't
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski find ways to win? And again, I think that does say just how good Tomlin is. Even though I have said, man, his message is getting stale, and I think it was saved by a Tyler Loop missed 44-yarder. But yeah, if I'm a Browns fan and I think, ooh, there's a chance he goes to Baltimore and he just sticks it to us twice a year for the next decade. That's worst case scenario.
It would be textbook Cleveland. I wouldn't be surprised by it at all. In fact, I had the inverse of this in my mind when Harbaugh got fired. I skeeted this, not tweeted it, but I did it on Blue Sky, which was if it would be just kind of really funny if John Harbaugh, and a very small measure of revenge, if John Harbaugh coached for the Browns and consistently beat the Ravens every year. The same thing could happen with Kevin Stefanski. I think Stefanski's perfect fit is in New York and not with the Ravens. I don't think that him and Lamar fit offensive scheme wise. And it would make a lot more sense if he coached a guy like Jackson Dart. But yeah, that would be hilarious. They did interview him. They completed their interview with him. And I think he's a good coach. And I also think that I can understand why they fired him because they weren't good enough. They also won their last 2 games. He didn't lose the locker room. He got I would say the most out of a roster that was just bad. A roster that didn't have 3 first-round picks for 3 years because of the Watson trade, a trade that increasingly seems as if it came down from on high, aka the owner's box. And if anybody should be held accountable, it should be the GM, not the coach. Yeah.
Jimmy Haslam
But Sean,
messing
the kicker,
up a quarterback again?
the kicker they got from the UFL finished strong, so that's why they should keep the GM. That's what they said.
Yeah, Cleveland's decisions continue to baffle me, but honestly, man, I feel bad for that franchise at this point just because I don't think change is going to happen unless the ownership changes.
Change.
I'm a Pirates fan. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. All right, let's shift gears now from the NFL to the world of F1. It's a quiet time right now. We are looking forward to the livery reveals coming up here in the next week is when they
I'm
start
so
with
pumped.
Racing Bulls. But cars were on track today. Audi officially testing the 2026 car. So we got some images of what that car looks like on track. Some kind of blurry images, not great lighting.
Videos from under a grandstand that somebody was definitely trespassing at.
Yeah, take that for what you will. We have the engine sounds from Ferrari and from Mercedes and whatever else there. So, but we do have a really great storyline because one of the great parts about the quiet part of the season is you have 2 new teams coming onto the grid. Well, Audi is basically taking over for Sauber, but then you do have an 11th team joining. You have Cadillac joining the grid. And they are sending their drivers, Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas, on a press tour like no other. They've done First We Feast. They're doing they're doing Forbes. They're doing all of these different interviews. One of them, Sergio Perez, was on a podcast in his native Mexico. And on this podcast, he goes into detail about his time with Red Bull. And clearly, someone's NDA has recently expired because never have I heard an F1 driver just spill so much tea. Basically said being Max Verstappen's teammate was hell and confirmed that, yes, Red Bull do not care about you. They only care about Max Verstappen. And didn't he say Christian Horner said, or was it Helmut Marko that said, if we only have you on our team because we have to run 2 cars.
Oh, God, that sounds like a Marco move.
Somebody said that. He also said, Sergio Perez said, he was in therapy and would routinely send his therapy invoices to Helmut Marko.
I love that.
That is just.
That is so petty in the best way. In the best way.
Have you ever had a boss so bad you're like, dude, I'm sending you my invoices for my therapy.
I've had a boss
paid
so
for
bad that
this.
I found another job. Yeah, but
Sending
I
him your
mean,
invoices.
Sergio Perez, Checo is in a position where it's like there are no other jobs. In fact, he had his job taken from him because he was living hell on earth. This just confirms everything we know about Red Bull. That whoever's in the second seat is doomed to fail. And we've seen it's the Reaper meme of just knocking on every door of the next Red Bull driver because they're all gonna die.
And so apparently, when Sergio was fired from Red Bull, or I don't know how long after, he texted Christian, okay, Christian Horner, and he said, you know, Liam is going to have the same problems that I have. You know he's not going to make it. Christian's response was, well, we have Yuki. The same thing's going to happen to him. We have Isaac.
The
And
same
Sergio
thing's
said-
gonna happen to him.
Sergio said, you're going to run out of drivers at some point.
Yeah.
And Christian's response was, we'll always have more. Like, they don't care. And I think it would be, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I kind of wish that Helmut Marko and Christian Horner were still with Red Bull, both having been fired.
I don't.
Because we would have to deal with the blowback of all of this while they were
Yeah.
still on the team, and they would kind of have to answer for that. They don't have to answer for it now. And I think as it stands, yes, obviously Max Verstappen is still going to be the #1 driver. And I think we are fully on the revenge tour now because they're coming out with graphics. He changed his number to 3.
Did you see what they did in the negative
Yeah.
space of the 3? Did you see what the negative space of the 3
No.
is? It's a 1.
Oh, the revenge
Look at
tour is
it.
on.
I gotta pull it up. Oh, I gotta pull it up.
If I'm Lando Norris, I am scared to death right now because Max is like, he's never had to reclaim a title, and now he's going after it. God, that fire is going to be burning in his chest.
Okay, here we go. Get ready. Get ready. Yeah, I'll show you it in case you can't see it initially. It's like the FedEx logo has an arrow in it. It's the
Or
same
the
thing,
Hartford
except
Whalers.
look at that.
Oh,
Look
I
at
didn't
it.
see
It's
that.
upside down. It's an upside down 1.
Where?
Upside down 1 in the middle of the 3.
In the middle of the 3?
Yes.
Dude, I'm not seeing a 1.
I wish I
I'm-
could.
I'm-
Can I
I'm
draw
literally
on
not
it?
seeing a 1.
Hold on. As you
Help me
continue to
out.
work on this, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna snip this. I'm gonna draw it.
Is it am I looking at the white or the red?
You're looking at the white, the negative space.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Okay, I'm gonna draw this. Don't worry.
Okay,
Stand by.
yeah, please. Like, I feel stupid because I'm sure it's there. I love negative space graphics.
Okay, get ready.
Okay.
Where's the pen? Okay. Use my drawing. Okay, now I'm gonna save it real quick.
Okay.
I'm
Alright,
great.
yeah.
I'm glad that we're doing all this live.
This is fine. Yeah, this is great for our listeners, especially.
We'll do it live.
I'm trying to find an upside down 1.
I'm gonna share.
Please do.
I don't know if I can do it. All right, I think I may have to do this in a different way. Wait, let's see if Google has it.
I'm looking it up now too.
Okay. I know Reddit. I need to see this. I need to prove this to you because the 1 is like, as soon as I looked at it, I was like, oh wait, that looks like there's a upside down 1 in that.
I don't see an upside down. I'm sorry. I don't see an upside down 1. I don't know why I don't see an upside down 1, man, but I
Can
don't. I'm
somebody
sorry.
draw it for me? Please. No, that's a C and F there. That's
Are
different.
you
That's funny.
sure it's
Yes.
Are you sure that buddy, are you
Yes.
sure?
Yes.
Is the one in the room with us right now?
The 1 is in the room. The call is
Are you
coming from
sure,
inside the
buddy?
house.
Okay. Well, while you're trying to figure out if there is or isn't a 1 in the negative space of Max Verstappen's logo, I don't think there is, by the way.
Wait.
Just seeing this.
I might be able to share from
How
something
many
else.
concussions were you diagnosed with?
Hey, easy. Like I've probably had 7 or 8. I can't remember.
I think that's the problem here, buddy.
I'm gonna email it to myself so that
Okay, you do that. What are your thoughts though on the current state of Red Bull? Because obviously Christian Horner's gone. If we're getting back to Red Bull, Christian Horner's gone. Helmut Marko's gone. You got Laurent Mekies in there. Obviously Max is still going to be the focal point, but I think if you bring in someone like Laurent Mekies, you promote him from Racing Bulls to bring him up. Obviously that's saying we're going to care more about our young drivers now, right? I hope.
Well, you would hope. I mean, that's the saving grace to this whole thing is, well, that was old problems. You know, we already made the change. We already fixed it by getting rid of them. You know, it's just that's our old culture. Okay, look here. I traced it for you.
Okay.
See the yellow line see how it makes a 1? It's an upside down 1. See the yellow line gives you the outside border.
Yes, I do. When
It can't
you
be at the
draw-
bottom.
When you draw a line, but the line isn't there, so it's just a 3, Nick.
No, it's half of it in negative space. Come on,
No,
this is
dude,
intentional.
no,
It's very clearly
no,
intentional that
no.
3 sucks. Otherwise, it's very clearly come on.
It's not.
Use
It's
your
not clearly
artistic
1.
creativity.
Buddy.
Interpret the art.
Buddy.
Do you go to museums and just stare at paintings and be like, I don't know, man, it's just a bunch of colors? Because that's what I do. But here,
No.
come on.
Buddy, no, I'm sorry. You had to physically draw a line to create the negative space of the 1. Like, no, I'm sorry. If there were like some overlapping, like if they had closed in the 3 a little bit, kind of a la like the
It's gotta
Hartford
be
Whalers whale
subtle.
tail.
It's gotta be subtle, man.
That's not subtle. That just doesn't exist. I think
It's
someone
there. I just
Buddy.
drew you the outside outline.
buddy. The episode 9 of Stranger Things was more real than this. No.
Well, I don't get that reference because I don't watch that show.
It was an extra episode that fans came up with because they hated the finale so much. Like, no, wait, there's going to be an extra episode. They're
I
coming
will
out with an extra
die on this
episode.
hill. I will die on
I
this
mean,
hill.
I don't look. I believe that you see a 1. I believe that you see a 1. But yeah, it literally had to draw further lines in there.
You're
to create
calling
the
me
negative
crazy.
space. A little bit, yeah.
You want to send me to a padded room in a straitjacket, don't
A
you?
little bit.
Wow.
Are you okay, Nick? I'm worried
16
for you.
years. I've known you for
Worried for you,
16
bud.
years. And now,
for you.
on this January 9th, 2026, it comes out that Sean thinks I deserve to be in an insane asylum.
I mean, if the 1 fits. This has been episode 92 of the Gridiron Podcast, the James Harrison, Kent State legend episode of the Gridiron Podcast. For Katie Caldwell and Nick Shook, I am Sean Barry. Nick, anything to add?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I'm going to go bounce off some padded walls now.
I only have this to add.
Oh, God. Good night, Canada. Oh, God, he's doing the shoulder thing, the boombox in the 80s thing. He might start breakdancing. He just hit his mic with his terrible towel. Cool camo skin, bro. All right, I'll see ya. Hope we don't get DMC.